Hello and welcome. In today's episode, I'm going to take you into the dungeon here and show you the nitty-gritty stuff underneath the house, how everything looks. So right there, what you see in front of you is the heating and air system with all the ductwork. As you can see on the bottom, I still have to put the insulation in. But that's my little crawl space, and it's quite actually generous. On that side we just scanned from, you can actually crouch down and walk, so you don't actually have to crawl. But when you get to the other side, you do have to crawl. But there's plenty of space. That, by the way, right there goes to the septic tank. That's the main drain line. So you're gonna get 2 for 1 in today's episode. I'm gonna talk about the heating and air price, the HVAC, and then also the plumber price, as the title says of the video. So see, this is all the power and everything, and the drain line that goes for the heating and air. And those are 2x10 floor joists and 12 inches on center, so the house feels a little bit stronger. So that's why they're 12 inches on center instead of the traditional 16. And the insulation that you see there, that's actually R30, which is roofing insulation, but I'm putting that in my crawl space because I like to over insulate my house. So over here is R19 is code, and I'm putting 30, so that's almost double for the insulation in the floor. That's just how I do things. I overdo it with like windows when I did triple pane, and I'm doing the same thing with insulation. And see, that's my water line coming in. If you watched my episode on how much the water connection was, because I showed you the price of that. And that's just how it comes up. And you can see the drain line from the bathroom. The toilet is right there. And then you have the washer dryer. This is what's in front of you right now. So let's get into the pricing. The HVAC, the heating and air, was $4,150, which includes everything out the door, and the plumber price was $2,900. And see, that still needs to be insulated and everything, but that right here, what I'm underneath, that's the section in the bathroom. That's the water coming into the washer dryer, the stackable washer dryer in the bathroom, and I'll show you that in a second. And see, that's all the water lines going underneath, and part of it goes to the bathroom, part of it goes into the kitchen. That's on the other side towards the end of the house over there. But see, it's nice and easy to get around in here. It's plenty of space to work, and that's how you keep costs down. If this crawl space was lower and people had a hard time working underneath in here, then you're gonna pay a lot more money for that, because if it's uncomfortable for somebody, they're gonna make you pay for it. So just keep that in mind in your designs. And this is the reason why I design my homes to be simple, for that reason alone. So whoever works for me, whoever I hire, they're not gonna give me a crazy price because it's uncomfortable to work in here. So that's the reason why I make humble and simple homes, and why they're affordable for people. And my homes usually range from $400, $500, $600 monthly payments. So that's very affordable. And see, that's the main drain. That goes to the septic tank. That's the main pipe. That's the main drain. You see the water line going right there. That's going to be to the fridge, which you just saw there on your right. And see, this is well, we're in the living room, I guess, underneath the living room, but that wall on the other side was the kitchen. See, that's the kitchen right there. And see, that's the fridge. The water line for the fridge. The vents, that's for your crawl space to breathe. That's what you're seeing there, and right there, the vent between the block. Each one of those blocks is $1.29. And here, did you notice it? I got visitors in here. I got stuff growing. Eventually, this all gets cleaned up, so I know it's messy down here, but that's just part of construction. But look at this guy. He moved in. He didn't even notify me. He's a squatter. Didn't pay me rent or anything. Just moved in. So you'll see what I did with him. I caught him, and then I obviously released him. But just like in the previous episode, I guess he came back because I caught a frog when I was doing the previous episode. But yeah, I got some squatters in the house. So, but all that gets cleaned up that you're seeing, the pipes and everything. And then the plastic gets pulled over everything, so it's nice and neat in here. But that's what I wanted to show you, since we're getting to the end of being underneath, It's just how this stuff looks. So it's not super complicated. The plumbers came out, did this, what you're looking at here, in less than a day. A good plumber on new construction, if you keep the design simple and humble, they can do this job in 3 to 4 different times. They show up 3 or 4 times, or maybe 5 times at the most, and they're done with the job, because it doesn't take much at all on new construction. All right, so let's get out of here. See, this is, I caught the guys, put them in my little gallon, my drinking water that I usually drink on my job site. I am such an idiot, but I don't know, I love this kind of stuff. It's nature. I've seen a bear a couple of weeks ago around this property, since I'm in the mountains. I see deer all the time. I see wild turkeys. So yeah, see, this is me releasing them. So I have a lot of nature around me, and I love living here. Absolutely love it. Get out of here. This guy didn't want to leave. But see, this is one of the best things what you can do if you're building a house. It might not mean a lot to you guys, but running water, when you first see it, when you turn on the tap, it is just such a cool feeling to kind of, your house is alive at this point, where you have running water in the house. And that sink that you're looking at, that is a 30-inch sink, but it's a double bowl. I got that at Home Depot for 107 bucks. Here's, I'm going to show you how this stuff looks. So you see all the piping. I still got to vacuumize in there since it's messy, but I'm showing you how everything looks. I have to notch out the corner of the cabinet you see there to plug in the dishwasher. And then the plastic pipe, that's the drain for the dishwasher. The metal one is for the water for the dishwasher. And see, here's the drain for the both bowls for the sink. Like I said, sink was 107 bucks. I absolutely love this sink. It was from Home Depot. The company name is like IPT or something like that. It's a weird name, but it's an awesome sink. Well worth 100 bucks. And you see my elbow on the drain there. That means the water sits in there. So all the smells from your septic tank or your sewer do not go into the house. That's what that means. You see that right there, that elbow that I'm in the middle of your screen right there? That water sits in there. So that eliminates all the smells. And this is an inside vent for the kitchen, because the bathroom actually has a vent that goes out the roof. So the bathroom vents, that system vents through the roof. This vents underneath the sink, and that basically prevents from hiccups in your system. So you drain everything properly into the septic tank. So it's a better flowing system if you have basically a way to alleviate the stress on the pressures and everything from the plumbing system. So kind of like we breathe with lungs, this is kind of what the same purpose. But that's what you see. You see the water cut off for the heat, for the hot water and cold water. So you see everything right there. Everything is mounted, it's clean, it's simple designed, nothing crazy. Like I said, I love my plumbers. It's 2 of them, they're twins, and they do an absolutely awesome job, and they're just good people to work with. I love those guys. So this is the bathroom. This is granite everywhere, as you probably noticed. I put granite in the kitchen and the bathroom. If you catch my other episode, if you look through the channel, you'll see I talk about how not to get ripped off when we are buying granite. So make sure you watch that episode. And see, that's the water coming into the toilet. That's why I like crawl spaces. Everything is so simple, because you just run the pipe through the floor and boom, you got water wherever you need it. See, that's my tongue and groove that I put on the side of the cabinets. Try to dress it up a little bit. I still got to touch it up a little bit with stain, but see that drain cover, I made sure it matches all the trim in the house. Same thing with this. So it's that oil rubbed bronze finish. And the shower head, everything matches to my door handles and my hinges and everything in the house. That's just how I do things. And that shower is all one piece, so it's easy to clean and you can sit in it. And see, that's the bathroom sink, how it's basically done. See the elbow in there again. See how the sink is mounted. You see the little rods on the side? That was actually a kitchen cabinet that I converted into a bathroom cabinet. And see, that's where the water sits, what I was talking about in the kitchen. So these cabinets are a little bit deeper than the traditional bathroom cabinets, since they're 24 inches in depth, and that just gives you more space. And obviously, as I said, I have to vacuum this to make this all pretty, but that's basically that. I mean, this plumbing job was very, very simple. That's the reason why they've done it so quick. And if ever something ever goes wrong, look at this thing. Even if you have no experience, you can work on this stuff yourself. It's just so simple. What else can I talk about here? Well, you can see the part of the toilet there. Water heater, it's the specs on the water heater say 47.5, but it's a 50-gallon water heater, so you can take long showers. So it's a big boy of water heaters basically. So see, that's what it is. You have the pressure tank on top. That's what that weird thing is on top. That just makes your water heater last longer. So from the expansion and contraction of the water. That's where the washer dryer is going to be stackable kind. So you see the vent on the outside I have taped up so I don't have bugs coming in the house. And then same thing, hot and cold water coming in. And then the drain right there you can see as well. So everything is nice and simple. It's a simple layout, humble layout. You have power there. You have a GFCI circuit just in case of an emergency. So I think everything came out great. A big old power right there for the water heater. So everything was done up to code. We passed code with no issues. And simple. I'm gonna hide this thing with you watch the other episodes. I'll show you how I'm gonna hide this so you don't look at it all the time. And see, this is the drain from the pan, just in case something happens with the water heater. It drains in the crawl space. That's the other reason why I like crawl spaces. So if something crazy happens, you don't flood your whole house. That's the exterior. Here where we are, you need to put 2 of these on each side of the house. So that's what that is, exterior water. Nice and simple. Those are frost resistant plugs. So there you go, that's what you're looking at. The plumber was $2,900, and then the heating and air was $4,150 for a 14 SEER unit, and it's a 1.5 ton size of a unit, all electric, no gas. That's it. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.